Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is day 4 of our Civil Rights Monologue class. You've survived 4 days now of travel. Are you travel fatigued? We've been riding around the South. Woo. You know, it's been humid in every place we went to. We faced humidity in Texas, humidity in Mississippi, and of course in Alabama. Oh my gosh, it's whoo. I tried to go out last night, just to hang out, clear my mind. I was walking all up and down Martin Luther King Drive, and gosh, here in Alabama, it is humid. I'll tell you that it is humid. But as everyone is logging in right now and getting things together, I just want to say congrats to everyone for making it to this 4th day of our Civil Rights Monologue class, uh, and you have done so in a very extraordinary way. You contributed greatly. You've learned a lot. I was speaking with someone last night, a mentor of mine, who is a professor, who is a renowned storyteller and playwright, and she was asking me what did the class look like and what had we done. And by the time I finished telling her, she said, "Oh my gosh, you all have done a lot in 3 days." So we've covered a lot of grounds. We did not cover everything. We used the example of a trailer that we are doing. This civil rights journey is just like a movie trailer. It doesn't give you every detail, but it gives you enough information to spark your interest, and speak to you so that maybe one of the stories you've heard this week, you may want to look into more. And you can do that, obviously. And every day, every evening, I've added to the Google Drive a summarization of what we have learned and covered for that day. And so I've uploaded yesterday's class summarization to your Google Drive. So you have that in your possession, not just for this 4-day class, but for the rest of your life. You can always access it. And in addition to that, I uploaded into the Google Drive also the recordings of Valda Montgomery Harris telling her story, as well as the tour that I did of the home of Medgar Evers and Myrlie Evers. So that has been uploaded. I plan to upload at least 2 more documents, 2 more videos. These videos that I'm uploading, you will not find them. I said it before, you will not find them anywhere. They are videos that I actually recorded with my cell phone when I did this actual tour, and the last time was 2018. That was my 3rd time, and I received permission, by the way, to use these videos. I received permission in 2018 to record and to do whatever I want with them. But I even went back this week and asked permission once again from those people who are sharing their stories. And again, they were more than happy to let me do whatever I want to do with it. So you will have that in your possession, those videos that you can continue learning from. Other than that, I think we're good to go for today. I'm going to do a check-in just to make sure everyone is here, everyone is okay, and also make sure there's not anyone emailing me saying they're trying to get into the class. So let me go according to my attendance sheet. When I call your name, you could just unmute your phone and say here. And I'm saying that because I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at my name, my own profile with everybody's name. So Linnea, are you here?
Here.
All right, cool. Anaya.
Yeah.
All right. Coven.
Here.
All right. Gia.
Here.
Ian. Oh, maybe it's Ian. Sorry.
Oh, it's Ian actually.
Ian.
Here.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
here.
How you feel today? How's your voice? Better, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, sorry, I'm gonna do that. Tommy. No Tommy yet. Tommy. Oh, we'll go back to the screen. I see his. It looks like he's logged in, but Tommy, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. Maya.
I'm here.
All right. Jay. Jay. Are you there, Jay? Can't see your picture. I see that you're on here, but it can't hear you or see you yet.
He's still connecting to audio.
Okay. We'll come back to Jay. Um Kish.
Here.
All right. Renaya. Renaya, are you on here yet? Not yet. Okay. Let me look. I'll email her. Let me email really quick. Send this. All I have to do is hit send. All right. All right. I just sent her an email. Okay. Next is Elijah. First of all, are the Ramseys here? Okay, cool. Are the Ramseys here? No, not yet. Okay. I have to reach out to them. And then Caitlin.
Yeah.
Judah.
Here.
And then I know you said Elijah is going to log on in a second. Okay, cool. I'm going to email the people who are not here yet. And that's going to be really quick. It's a quick email since I already have it up. All right, there we go. So we'll have students joining us. Oh, I see the Ramseys are logging on right now. Okay, and that's 4 students. That should be 4 students on that side. And then Elijah, that makes 5 or not. So we're missing 6 students at least so far. Oh, there's Elijah. We're missing about 5 students then. I didn't call Deja, did I? No, I straight skipped you, Deja. How you doing, Deja? I can't hear you, Deja.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, cool, cool. All right. So I'm glad that everybody is here. The first thing I'm going to do right off the back before we get on this bus, because right now we are in the lobby of this hotel we stayed at last night. If you don't mind, can you just type in the chat how did you sleep last night at this hotel? You could say I slept well, I slept okay, it was horrible, and then just let me know, did you think the showers were hot enough? Because the water pressure it was kind of weak in my room that I had, but tell me, how was the water pressure from your rooms? So let me know. While you're typing that in the chat, and while we're here in the lobby, I'm gonna go ahead and kick us off with a video of a monologue that I performed in 2018. Yeah, I think 2018. Continue writing in the chat. I'm gonna be reading them while I push play. This was a monologue about the story of Grandison. Now, I will say the first couple of minutes, maybe 1 minute, is about the person who wrote the story of Grandison. Talked to Jay the other day. Are you on here yet, Jay? Are you good? Sorry. I hear that. Oh, my bed was uncomfortable. It was all right, Tommy said. Dirty water, yuck. Ew. All right, so the water pressure was okay. All right. What was that? I talked to Jay. I talked to Jay the other day, and we talked about how, and way back in the day, that people, since Black people could not learn to read or write, then white people often wrote their stories. This is Charles Chestnut story of Grandison. It's an actual story, but Charles Chestnut, who is an African American too, actually, but he wrote the story later on. But we'll talk about that later. But here we go. I'm gonna hit play. If you would just mute your screens, please. If you would just mute your screens, please.
Novels and short stories exploring complex issues of racial and social identity in the post-Civil War South. Chestnut was born in Cleveland, Ohio, to Andrew and Anne Reed Chestnut, both free persons of color from Fayetteville, North Carolina. His paternal grandfather was known to be a white slaveholder, and Chestnut likely had other white ancestors. He identified as African American, but noted that he was 7/8 white. Chestnut became assistant principal of the Normal School in Fayetteville, one of the number of historically Black colleges established for training of Black teachers, which is now Fayetteville State University. The Passing of Grandison is a short story written by Chestnut, and now the adaptation of The Passing of Grandison.
Was a slave master on a large plantation in Kentucky. His only son, Owen, lazy as the devil. The 22-year-old said, I don't have to do nothing serious. My father is rich and I inherited all his wealth and possessions. Well, one day, young Owen wanted to win the favorable attention of a young lady by the name of Charity. Charity said, oh, I can just love a man who dares to do something for humanity. So, young Owen said, well, I've got an idea. Would you love me if I ran one of my father's slave dogs to Canada? The old man's got too many anyway, and by doing so, I'll be breaking the law and showing you that I'm capable of doing more than playing cards, drinking, and fox hunting. So the colonel went to his father, Colonel Owen. He told Colonel Owen that he wanted to take a trip up north to New York and to Boston. Colonel said, well, you will need a body, sir, and I think Grandison is the one. Let's see, he's loyal, we can trust him. He's too fun good eating to risk losing his regular meal. Besides, he's sweet on me, mother's maid, and I told him I'll let him get married. Hold on. The colonel called for Grandison. Grandison! Sir, yes, sir. Grandison, I'd like to know, do you think yourself a great deal better off than those poor free Negroes up north who ain't got no master and no mistress to look after them when they sick? And no, before the colonel even finished, yes, sir, indeed, I is better off than those this was true gratitude. Those cold-blooded abolitionists, they were monsters, only concerned with breaking up blissful relationships of kindly protection on one hand and wise subordination and loyal dependence on the other. So the colonel sent his son on their way, knowing that Brandon, his loyal slave, was abolitionist proof. Well, by the time young Owens and Grandison arrived in New York, young Owens gave Grandison every opportunity to escape. He gave him pocket money and told him he could feel free to go and do whatever he liked. But each night, faithful Grandison was on hand, ready to serve his master. So, after a couple of weeks in New York, the two moved on to Boston. In Boston, young Owens said, "All right, Grandison, here's the thing. I'm going to go away for a couple of days. I shall leave you here. In fact, here's $100. I'm going to leave it on this dresser. Go out and enjoy yourself. Spend all the money if you like." A couple of days later, when young Owens returned, to his disgust, there was Grandison. And the $100, it was still intact. Now, by this time, young Owens was deeply vexed, but he couldn't express himself to Grandison. So, he decided to extend the trip to Niagara Falls. One day, the two stood on the Canada side when young Owens told Grandison, "I'm going up the road a bit, and I shall leave you here. Go out and enjoy the scenery. Do whatever you want to do." By the time young Owens returned, there was Grandison, laid out in the street, sleeping the time away. But this time, young Owens decided to walk right over Grandison and went all the way home back to Kentucky without him. Back at the plantation, the colonel cursed that he raised those cold-blooded abolitionists whom he accused of being at the bottom of Grandison's disappearance. Well, 3 weeks later, young Charity and Owen, well, they got married. One day, the two were seated under the veranda when the colonel arrived in the buggy. Seated next to him, you already sat Brandon. But this time, Brandon, he was travel-stained. He was bowed down with weariness upon his face. He had the look of deprivation and hardship. The colonel got out of the buggy, walked towards Owen, and repeated Brandon's story. Owen, Brandon did not run away. Why, he was kidnapped by those cold-blooded abolitionists, locked in a hut in the Canadian forest, fed bread and water for 3 weeks. But Al Brandon, while turning his back on a North Star, hot Scotch on the head, Brandon found his way all the way back home to Kentucky, to the plantation, to his master. That's how loyal slave. 3 weeks after Brandon's return, one Monday morning, the colonel woke up. He called for Brandon, but Brandon didn't answer. He called for Betty the maid. She didn't answer. He called for Brandon's uncles, Tom and Jerry. The colonel was raged, and he called for the families to find the whereabouts of his valuable property. Not once, twice, it seemed like every time the colonel had a grip on it, they just seemed to slip right through his hand. Then one day, on the stem of a small steamboat which was receding rapidly from the port of Lake Erie, there stood a group of familiar black faces. The colonel spotted Brandon as Brandon stood waving his hand to Burton to the colonel. The colonel enraged, he pumped his fist impotently, but it was too late. The incident was over. They had already escaped.
All right. So, excuse me. All right, really quick. What are some of the things you spotted, and what about this presentation? What as it relates to? First, let's talk about the story briefly. What did you hear about the story of Grandison? Who was Grandison, and what did he do?
Um, I actually don't know. I wasn't really here for the beginning.
He was a slave, right?
That's that's okay, Layla. We'll help you out. Yes, because I know you weren't here in the very beginning. But go ahead,
I
Jude. I'm
remember.
sorry.
I remember they said they was calling the grandpa or something.
You said say that again, Elisha.
I remember he said he was calling his grandpa or something.
Okay. Yeah, it was a point where he called for the grandfather and all of those people. He called for all of his family members actually. But who was Grandison? What was he? I mean, that's
He
that's
was
the
a
first
slave.
question I don't.
He was a
He was
slave.
he was a slave, exactly. And what was young Owen's goal? The son of the slave master. What was his goal? His name was Young Owen. What was his goal?
Did he want to escape or I don't think.
The the the, the plantation owner's son, Young Owens. Do anybody remember what his goal was? What was he trying to do?
I don't think he get to freedom. I don't think he wanted to be free because I think he got kidnapped or something.
All right. So Grandison is the one who seemed to be tricky, that he may not have wanted to be free. But who was trying to free him? My question is, who was trying to free the slave, and why was he trying to free him? What was his motive?
Wait, I think it was his dad who wanted to free him because he kept giving him pocket change.
All right. All right. Anybody else want to respond also? Thank you, Judah. It's a rough morning. All right. So now I'll just summarize this. Grandison was the slave. You all said that. Young Owen, excuse me, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Something is going on with the computer.
With your computer,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see me?
Yeah, but like the screen won't go full screen.
We'll try it.
All right. So, I was saying that young Owens was the person who owned the plantation was Mr. Owens, Colonel Owens. The son of Colonel Owens was and Colonel Owens, by the way, was a slave master. All right. His son said he didn't have to never had to work because he owned all these possessions and wealth. The wealth that he was talking about was the wealth acquiring black bodies as possession. This is during slavery, by the way, of course. So black bodies produce wealth because they were slaves, and slaves did all the work also. So whatever was on the farm, on the plantation that was growing, the crops and the work was all being done by the black bodies that were on the plantations. And so the colonel's son said, I never have to do anything serious because I inherit everything that my father has. that was problematic, of course, because that means the wealth of this family, next generation after generation, would be attained. The wealth a person had would be because of the work that Black people was doing.
I can
and
hear
weren't
now.
getting,
Huh?
Say that again. I can hear. You're good. So, make a long story short, the only thing, young Owens loved a girl named Charity, and she said she could just love a man, and she was said, I could just love a man who dared to do something for humanity. And so therefore, that's what changed young Owens' mind. He said, I have an idea. What if I take one of my father's slaves and send him north? North meant freedom. Remember, that's why Harriet Tubman tried, and all the slaves said, follow the North Star, because North is where freedom was, because they were on a plantation deep in Kentucky. So that was against the law, that if the son took a slave and set him free or her free, then he was breaking the law, but he was doing something for humanity. And that's what he wanted to please Charity. So he tried to send the slave to Grandison off to to freedom in the north. However, it was a more difficult situation than he imagined, because it seemed that the slave was so loyal to his masters, which is the narrative about slavery in the South. Our slaves don't want to leave. Our slaves love us. Our slaves are happy. Our slaves don't complain. And so the story seemed to fit that stereotypical narrative of what slaves in the South thought about slavery, that they loved it. Nothing was wrong with it. That was the argument that was tried to use to keep slavery going. But anyway, to make a long story short, after three different, 2 states and been traveling to Canada, young Owens realized that Grandison just was too loyal. So while he was asleep, that's when Grandison was asleep on the ground. That's when young Owens went back to Kentucky without him. Remind you that they went to the Niagara Fall because that's on the Canada side. That's where you was totally free. Now, you were free in the north if you could, but going up north still was a hard, rough life. But Canada represented total freedom in a sense, even though it kind of didn't. But a lot of slaves would escape over to Canada and know that they were better off than being in America altogether. Malcolm X said it this way: anything south of Canada is slavery, is white supremacy, is slavery, and he said that because he was saying that no need to fight about North versus South and who's more free and who's than the other. So that's why he said that. So Canada represented that, and so that means that even when he went there, Grandison did not want to escape. Fast forward, young Owens married the woman of his dreams, Charity, because she thought he set free a slave, did something for humanity. And then 3 weeks later, what happened was Grandison came back to the plantation. Again, he seemed like he fit that stereotypical narrative. He found his way back to us. That's our loyal slave. See, our slaves love us. I told you, they don't want to leave us. They love the hard work they do for us. But Caitlin said it the other day. Caitlin said that Black people been finessing since slavery. When slaves would escape, they was finessing their slave masters. And that's true, because that's what happens here. Grandison came back. He seemed to be loyal, and the colonel was beaming. And what happened was a few days later or whatever, one day, all of the slaves on the plantation were missing. There was no Black face around. And then the colonel wondered what happened, because this couldn't be of Grandison. Grandison is loyal. What is going on around here? So he sent the slave hunters to find his valuable property, property because black people were not seen as human. They were seen as property. You could possess them, you can buy and trade and switch and strip the families apart. And so that was property, and that was not just property, they were wealth. So if you all of a sudden lost all the black people on your plantation, that means you've just lost billions and millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So so you could go from the Forbes list of the top wealthiest person on the Forbes list at the time, if you will, and all of a sudden, if all of those black bodies were gone, you could be considered poor. So he was upset, and he sent the slave hunters, go find where all of those slaves went. Where did those black people go? And one day he stood and saw them riding out on the boat, and he could not do anything about it. It was too late. He saw Grandison and all of the people who worked on, all of the black people, Grandison's family, who worked on the plantation. They had all escaped. So my question is, why did Grandison come all the way back from Canada to Kentucky? Why do you think he came all the way back?
To help the other slaves. Okay?
To help the other slaves escape. He did exactly what we've been talking about Harriet Tubman did, and so many others. And he played the role of loyal when all of the time he outwitted his masters. That tells us a lesson that when we think about those people who are enslaved, and even in the Jim Crow South who could not read or write, who were oppressed, we must understand from a story like Grandison that tells us that even though people could not read or write, we learned that reading and writing had nothing to do with intellect. Now, reading and writing helps you intellectually, of course, and we need it today. But I'm saying that even then, reading and not knowing how to read or write did not stop people from from being courageous and having the wits, the intelligence to know how to read nature. They could read nature far better than I can ever read nature. You heard the story of the slave said when the moth grows on the north side of the tree. So if you ever miss the North Star, if you can't see it, look on the tree. Wherever the moth is growing, that's the direction that tells you north. How did they know stuff like that? They worked in the field. They knew the field, they knew nature better than anybody else. And not only that, of course, even before they were enslaved, people, African, on the continent of Africa were intellectual, incredibly smart beings. So even though they couldn't read or write, when they first were brought to America, that meant they just couldn't read and write English, perhaps. They knew other languages. They had skills and trades. I learned last summer when I went to a food and land justice seminar workshop at Princeton University, I learned that when African people were being taken from the continent of Africa, put on a ship, women would hide seeds in their braids so that they didn't know where they was going, but wherever they knew that wherever they end up, they were going to need to eat. And they were smart enough to know, I don't know if these people are going to feed us by the way this transaction is happening. Wherever we go, I know how to plant. I know how to work the ground. I know what nature looks like. And that's why the black bodies were stolen from Africa, so that they could do those things. You guys know how to work the ground. You guys know about nature and know how to plant and work and build. And therefore, we need you. So that was just a lesson I wanted to share, and a monologue I wanted to share. And I hope that kind of gives you a idea of monologue performances. I got a couple of emails from students with their monologue yesterday, and thank you for it. Now, I want us to move on because we got a lot to do today. It's day 4, it's performance day. Now, we're about to get on the bus. I don't think Jay is on here. Are you on here, Jay? Is your signal okay?
I didn't know that we were going to Alabama.
We were in Alabama today. Look at the sign outside your window. You see it? You see the sign outside your window, Layla? It says
I didn't do
it
that.
says Alabama. What's that?
Sorry.
No, you're okay. We are leaving Alabama today. We're about to get on the bus. We're headed back to we're headed back to Arizona.
It's because my dad called and it ringed on my mom's computer, and then it messed up the screen. So
Okay. Okay. No problem. So we're headed back. We're going to stop and get off the bus and leave this 4-day journey. And so the meeting place was Phoenix, I believe. That's where we met. So what we're going to do is this is going to be a long bus drive home. It might last to a couple of hours. 12 o'clock if you are in Arizona already or in Cali. But if you're in Texas, it will be about 2 o'clock by the time you get home. So what I want to say is this whole bus ride will be about our performances. That's where we would do our performances, all on this bus ride home. And so as we get on the bus, I want everybody to go ahead, get on the bus and strap in your seat belts. All right, let me see those seat belts because we can't move forward without the seat belts on. All right, now, as we get ready to depart from here, from Montgomery, let's learn about a brief thing about two heroines of the Civil Rights Movement. But before we do that, I want to know who would like to sing their song first. Jay is not on here to start us off, so one of you can start us off. Caitlin, are you ready?
Yes. So my song is a song that I wrote, and it's called Happy People. And it's just about like what's going on today and how everyone's being treated and stuff. So when I say they are, I just want y'all to say happy people, okay? So
Okay. So this is original.
Yeah, it's original. Sorry. They say life is great. I've seen to look at their mistakes. Oh, so filled with pain. Bury us at the bottom of the lake. Hands up, get on the ground. Don't move, don't make a sound. Next thing you hear is gun sound. They are happy people. Happy people. 'Cause they are happy people. Happy people. With buttons and then they laugh. Call us animals, 'cause we're burning things down. Fight back, and now it's a bad guy. Set us up, and now we got life. Punch us, hang us by the tree, kill us, we're desperately in need. But no one seems to care. Oh, 'cause they are happy people. Happy people. Oh, 'cause they are happy people. Happy people. That's it.
Whoa, Caitlin, that was very, very, very lovely. I just want to say that was excellent. That was very lovely. Listen, you guys, she just wrote that a day ago. That's amazing. Like, thank you so much for. Is she still on here or my
All right.
my screen just switched up? Okay, I see. That was lovely, Caitlin. That's the first of all, it's amazing that you just wrote that immediately, and then secondly, it was extremely beautiful and so much, so much you said in that piece, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much. That was beautiful, beautiful.
Go, Caitlin.
Okay, Lon. All right. Amazing job. All right. So, man, that's the way to kickstart our road trip today, because we do have a journey ahead, and we just want to be prepared for whatever may come our way. Because on this bus ride, we're going to talk about two important people, really briefly, of course, and that's two women. There's a woman who, anybody ever heard of a woman named Uh, Georgia Gilbert? Anybody ever heard of that name before? Georgia Gilbert. That's who we're going to talk about very briefly. And then we're going to talk about a woman named Joanne Robinson. Anybody ever heard that name? So that's fine. So right now, I'll just go ahead and start this off while I'm driving the bus. I want to remind you of the rules. Be kind, be respectful, be courageous, participate. Don't walk while I'm driving. If you use the restroom, wash your hands, please. All right. Somebody just wrote on the front window shield. Oh my goodness. Close the blinds for us, please.
Yes.
I had to close the blinds. It's a lot of stuff going on here downtown. We're just now getting on the road. Please type in the chat some of the things you see, or you can speak it out loud as well. As we get ready, this light is the longest light ever here. I hate turning this corner because that light is so long. Nice, Maya. Parked cars. We see parked cars. What else do you see as we get ready to leave Alabama, where we have to drive through the city in order to get to the highway?
Lots of buildings.
Lots of buildings, yes. There's a lot of buildings here. Hospitals, yes. Somebody said parking lots. You see that flag over there? Oh, I gotta watch the road. There's a flag. Bad driving.
Oh, and
It's cars. Say that again.
that looked like a car crash, I believe. That car that was.
Yeah. Yes. This road, I got to keep my eyes on the road. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to look with. There's my partner on the left, another bus. They're taking the same trip. Hey, guys, wave at that bus over there on the left. Hey, do they see you? You see that bus? Hey. Oh, I know those people. They're coming out of, they're also leaving from Arizona. You know that bus he has, ours is black, excuse me, ours is black and red. I wanted the white one, but he called dibs on it before. Flames Grill Cafe. Let me see where you see that. That's where y'all ate last night? Oh, yes, on the right side.
Why is it taking so long to change?
These lights in Alabama, I really don't know. I'm telling you. That's why I don't like driving the streets. I really want to get to the highway. Look at this light. Thank you. Everybody wave at the bus as we pass by. That was the bus. Yeah, that was the bus we were going to take, but he called dibs on it. All right. There's another one. This is a popular place right now. I know that person. That's Mikey. Mikey. All right. We're just going to make this right over here. I just need to get past these lights. That's all I'm asking for. Potholes in the street of this city. Yes, construction is always going on. That's one thing I really don't like about driving here a lot. Is you always
hurry up, people.
Say that again.
Cars, hurry up.
Right. I'm just like, they don't have any respect here. You know, show some respect. I got a bus full of students. Need to get back. to Arizona. All right, I'm gonna make this right. Now, let me tell y'all about Georgia Gilbert, okay? Georgia Gilbert was an African-American woman in the South, in Alabama. Now, Georgia Gilbert was a cook, a professional cook. See, school buses, yes, yes. Now, Georgia Gilbert was a professional cook for a white restaurant that would not serve black people. So they needed her skills, and for one day, before Rosa Parks sat on the bus in 1955, Georgia Gilbert said, you know what, I'm not riding the bus anymore. She said that before Rosa Parks and before Claudette Colvin. But because the reason why, all right, I'm gonna stop at this light. This give me a time to turn around and talk to y'all. The reason why Georgia Gilbert said she wasn't gonna ride the bus anymore was because one day she put her money on the front of the bus to ride it, and then you had to step off and walk to get in, go through the back doors to have a seat, because blacks couldn't sit at the front of the bus. So she put her money in at the front of the bus. She got down the stairs, walked out all the way to go to the back, to enter the door at the back of the bus. And the moment she was trying to go on the back of the bus driver drove off. Now that was common during those days. But by that time, Georgia said, I had enough. And from that day on, she never rode the bus anymore. And so what happened was, after Rosa Parks made the headlines and everything changed, everybody stopped riding the bus for 381 days. Nobody rode the bus, no black person in Montgomery, because they were like, no, this needs to change. Well, Georgia got fired from her job at that all-white restaurant as a cook because she supported the movement that black people were doing. So Martin Luther King Jr. noticed she was looking for a job. He told her, why don't you start cooking out of your own home and make money that way? And she took his advice and started doing just that. And she was a popular cook. Her house was the place to go. She would raise money. She would cook meals to raise money for the Civil Rights Movement and donate money to the movement. And you know what? Martin Luther King Jr. He often ate at her home. She served him a lot because he and his friends and other movement leaders, because they needed a place to go where they could talk privately about and strategize. Can you all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up? Okay. So they needed a place to go and strategize. So they would go to her house. They would support her kitchen, and they would eat really great, really good food. Guess who else visit this Southern woman's house? Kennedy's. Kennedy's ate at her house. A lot of prominent figures ate at her house, a small house in rural Alabama, just because of this woman named Georgia Gilbert. So what makes her a heroine is the fact that she was the one, her kitchen was the one that fed the Civil Rights Movement, the people of the movement. She fed them, and not only did she feed them, she funded the movement as well. Yes, she cooked soul food. I mean, there's a picture of Martin Luther King eating a piece of chicken from her.
Is that why now you have to have a permit to sell food and stuff?
Yeah, things were different then. Yes. I don't know. I don't want to say that she is the reason why particularly, but things have changed and gotten more complex. So now you have to have a permit. You have to go through all of these things. But in the 1950s, that was not the case. So this woman she died in 1990, and she was a powerhouse who funded the Civil Rights Movement, made so much money that she could fund the Civil Rights Movement and feed the Civil Rights Movement. Her name is Georgia Gilbert. Georgia Gilbert. And there's one other lady in this same period that I mentioned earlier. Her name is Joanne Robinson. Joanne Robinson is popular because she was a professor at Alabama State University. And the moment that Rosa Parks was arrested, she and her group of women, she had an organization called WPC, Women Political Council. And what Joanne Robinson did is the moment she heard about what happened to Rosa Parks, she said, "Oh no, we're not going to deal with this shit." So look, check this out. This gives me goosebumps. You know how today she was a professor of I'll find that out when can somebody Google her name? J-O space A-N-N and then Robinson, civil rights, and then type civil rights next to it. She said, you know what? We're not gonna have this. This what gives me goosebumps. You know the names of all the women who die due to the civil rights, due to police brutality today. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, and so forth. Well, Joanne Robinson had an organization that focused on women. That said, what woman is being treated unjustly? We're going to stand up for her. So imagine if we had that kind of thing today, and I know we do because Angela Davis stands out for women and so many other people. But just think about the groups that say, this is specifically about African-American women who are being mistreated. We stand and we represent this person, and we're going to fight for justice for these women. Well, that's kind of what the Women's Political Council was with Joanne Robinson. And so when that happened with Rosa Parks, she said, no, no, no. You know what she did? When Martin Luther King, she talked to Martin Luther King, who was over the Montgomery Improvement Association. Remember this, Martin Luther King was new to Montgomery, Alabama. He was new, so he did not know, he didn't have all those connects. The people made the movement, not Martin. Martin just happened to be there and be the voice of it. It doesn't say what she taught. Okay. I had her book. I got to see if I still have her book. It's a book called something like Women of the Civil Rights Movement or something. But Joanne Robinson said she taught English. Thank you, class. She taught English. Joanne Robinson said, you know what? I had enough. We're going to go. She went to the college and made 35,000 flyers that night that said, we will not ride the bus tomorrow, Monday, blah, 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 because of what they did to Rosa Parks. She was arrested. This was not right, and we're tired of it. And guess what? Overnight, she passed out, her and her organization passed out 35,000 flyers. They said, the record says they did not sleep at all that night, just so they can make sure that every Black person, every Black church, every Black barber and beauty salon had the information that a person in our community was mistreated on the bus, and we will no longer support this bus because busing was owned by white companies, and to not sponsor a bus would be for the bus company to lose money because Black people were the number one riders of the bus. The bus companies made money based on Black people needing to get to and fro to work. And so when they stopped riding the bus, especially for a year, that company lost so much money. An article came out about 2 years ago that said just how much that this was new news just 2 years ago. They never knew this before. Yes.
You are taking up like half of what I wrote.
Okay, I won't say any more then. I wait, about who? Rosa Parks or what?
Yes, Rosa Parks.
All right, I'll let you say the rest when we get to you then. I'll stop there.
All right.
I'll just say this. Joanne Robinson, look her up, everybody. She is an amazing person. All right, at this time, I'm gonna shut the shades so we can practice our performances. I'm gonna close these shades because we get distracted by what's happening outside. So now, I want us to go straight into our groups at this moment. And we are going to, in your groups, you are going to rehearse. You are going to rehearse your monologues. Some of you, it all should be finished as far as the written part of it You all should have written it, all have it down on paper by now and rehearsed it in your home. I talked to several of you on the phone yesterday evening, and it was amazing. I had a Zoom conversation with some of you. It was amazing. FaceTime some of you. So I'm very confident that you will do an amazing job. So just relax as you go through your rehearsals. Practice on how you're going to say it, how you're going to move. If you did a video and you're like, I don't need to practice now because I already wrote a video, I already made my video of it. What I want you to do is, I'm going to say, for instance, Dante has a video, but Dante, can you introduce the video to us? What might you say in your introduction of your video, of your performance of the monologue? So just think about those things, and when you break off into your groups. Are there any questions before I?
I have a question. Did you
Yes.
get my video this morning?
I just got it. Yes. When you all go into groups, I'm going to make sure I can upload it and everything will be fine. But I did get it.
Did you get mine?
Maya, let me see really quick. Let me look. I'll tell you. I got Judah. I think I got one from Kaylin. I don't know. I'll look again. I don't know. Gia, did you send one, or is it a voice memo or something? Maya, I did not get yours.
Okay.
I sent my voice memo this morning.
Okay, I got your voice memo, Gia. What did you say, Maya?
I sent it from my iCloud to you. Maybe it didn't go through.
I didn't get an email from you at all. You want to try sending it again? Do you have the right email address? Do you have the right email address, Maya?
Will you just type in the chat? Yeah, I think I do, but just to be sure, will you type it in the chat?
Okay. All right. I just put it in the chat. I'm actually trying to see. Okay. I got room to be. Okay, I'm going to put Claire's group. I'm getting Claire's group together right now. Elisha, do you have your performance to do with your group of four? I have yours, Elisha, but I'm saying, will you be able to share it with your group that you're about to go into? Because when everybody go into your group, you're gonna practice it with one in front of your people in your group, so that when we come together, you will already feel comfortable, or you would already have practiced it. Just with other people. So, Elisha, if when you go in your group, and all of those of you who did it with a video, will you be able to? I'm going to give you share screen access. Would you be able to do that?
I didn't see. I don't see you.
I couldn't say that again. I'm sorry.
I said I don't see your email in the chat.
You don't? Okay,
No.
let me try. Let me try sending it again. Okay. I see what I did. Why did it say? Okay, I'm going to send it again.
I see it. Thank you.
Okay.
That's why it did that. I got it wrong. Okay.
I'm trying to figure something out, guys. It's not letting me assign the other students anyway. Okay, let me do this. If I close this out and start it over. If you, all right, at this moment, I want to say this. I'm going to divide people in groups. You can go ahead and take a 5-minute break, a restroom break, so that you can be ready for what's happening next. So at this moment, you can just mute your screen, your mics, and take a 5-minute break. We'll be back at 10:06. While I try to do these breakout rooms, that's having a little issue right now.
Mr. Tay, so we just gonna be practicing in our groups this whole time, like our
No,
monologue?
in your groups, you're going to be practicing on your monologue, and then we're not. But then we're going to come back together, all of us, and then we're going to start the performance in front of everyone.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tay.
You're welcome.
Wait, what you made it up?
We're doing a restroom break.
Do they know?
What's funny, Caitlin?
Nothing. Nothing, Mr. Tay.
I'm back, Mr. Tay.
Working.
Mr. Dante?
Yes.
Well,
Good to see you, Jay, by the way. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
can I not do the song today? Because I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that's fine. Jay is here. He has a song.
Hey, okay. Listen, I couldn't talk to y'all. I'm sorry. My mic was messing up. I got on the wrong bus. But luckily, when we were making that stoplight, I jumped on. Okay. Y'all didn't see
Right.
me, but I jumped on in the back, okay, and I was pulling. All right, my legs
Nice.
almost gave out, but I was running. I was running. I may be a
Jay.
little fit today.
Jay, you gotta say that again. Everybody's coming back from a break right about now.
Yeah, because I'm over here running. Jesus, like, hey.
So where were you, Jay? Nice to see you. Where were you?
Well, you know, I had to go to the monuments in Alabama. I had to look at the historical places. But when I found out we were leaving earlier than expected, I was like, hey, you know, I was like, help, wait, because I done missed the conference that you done had. You was up there on stage talking to these wonderful people, and I'm missing that. And I'm like, I gotta go see these historical places and whatnot. You know, I gotta go see if there's an underground railroad in Montgomery. So, you know, I'm being nosy. And I found out the bus is leaving. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm running. And, you know, it's hot because it's in the South. So I'm running out of breath. And I'm like, Jesus, be with me. So I jumped on the back of the bus, holding on. And then the ad, and I'm still going, and it's just so bumpy. Jesus Christ. And I'm still running for my life. And when we finally stopped to, you know, to have like a little break, I jumped and, you know, I got on. So I'm here. I was just too busy messing with the monuments and looking at them. Luckily, my legs did not tear off because of the amount of running that I was doing.
Nice. Well, it's good to see you, Jay. It's good to see you. We were just about to, everybody's back from break now, right? Tommy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So we are about to go into our groups, but before we do that, just one thing we're gonna do first. I already have the groups divided up. I wanna tell you that when you go in your groups, those of you who have recorded your monologue, I'm gonna grant access to everybody right now, share a screen, so that you can share that with your group. And then the others who don't have it recorded, you're rehearsing, you're gonna practice it in front of your groups as well. The instructors, the teachers who will be in that group with you, they can help you out if you need them to. They can give you feedback. They will guide you in helping you to do better. All of these teachers are theater people. Like I told you, they are graduates. That's what they do. So use them. They are more than happy to answer your questions and support you in any way they can. They are very experienced, all of them. So that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to Jay to do one song, and then right when the song is over, you're going to be broke. Everybody's going to go out into the groups.
Okay, I have a question. So did everybody, if you can remember, did everybody look up the lyrics to Lift Every Voice and Sing? Did y'all, I mean, if you didn't, it's cool. I just wonder if y'all at least looked at it or listened to it. Just to listen to it, just to be listening to it. Just the one line. Yeah, it's that song. Oh, okay. Cutting off my head here. That song means a lot because it's not saying lift every Black voice and sing. It's saying lift every voice. Like we're trying to unify each other. And we're singing about freedom. We're singing about happiness. We're singing about victory because we defeated racism. We're still fighting it today. And I think we should sing this song more often because if we're going to fight racism, and if we're going to defeat it, we should sing it for real and mean what we say with the words that we sing. So today, I'm going to sing the song for y'all, and if you looked at the words, or if you feel like pulling them up, pull them up. So here we go. Shouldn't be in Texas. Jesus. Lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound high as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the pain that the darkness has brought us. Sing a song full of the present that hope that has brought us. Facing the rising dawn of a new day begun. Let it resound till victory is won. Is won. Woo! I'm telling y'all, this corona is getting out of hand. Messing with my vocals today. So I guess I'll be wearing a mask the rest of the bus.
The rest of the bus ride. All right, that was amazing. Listen, I'm going to send you off into your groups, and I want this to happen too. In your groups, can you write who would perform first, second, and third from the people in your groups, so that when we come back together, we may just keep that same order from the different groups. So who would perform first, second, and third, or fourth and fifth? All right, here we go. So do your best, everybody, in these rehearsals, and then we'll come back together.
I forgot that she had a little sister.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one of those traditional spirituals for my monologue. Yeah.
Sure. Hello, my name is Marcel.
Thank you for saying something.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I made a mistake. I didn't mean to come back. Can you put me back in my room, Dante?
No. No, are you joking?
No, Elijah, I was trying to hit cancel because we needed to hear Elijah because he just got back in the room.
Oh, okay. So who was in your group so I can put it back for you?
Jay, Gia.
Leave.
Oh, wait, we have to wait 20 seconds before the last people come in. Then I can do it. Sorry.
Oh, well, then you want to just bring him back because he recorded his and you saw it, or can you tell them to go ahead and have him perform for them and I just won't be the one to see it?
Why you say them? I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Say that
Perform
again.
from his group? Are you
Yes.
asking me?
Yes, Elijah, some kind of way he disconnected and he popped out of the group. And then he came back and he was the last one that needed to perform. And then I hit the wrong button instead of cancel because I was saying we have 1 minute left. Let's hear Elijah. And I popped out because I jacked
Oh,
up.
I see. Okay, they're all here now, but Elijah is not here.
Okay, then he may still be in the room by himself now.
Nobody's in the room. Everybody is here.
Oh, okay.
And so he must have his internet must have went down temporarily. There he is. He's coming on.
Yep,
Right
he's
now.
coming back now.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to get Elijah so he could perform, and then I hit the wrong button and popped out.
Okay. No worries, no worries. I also saw Elijah's piece since he, excuse me, sent it via video last night. So is Maya, okay, Maya. I'm just thinking because I tried to download Maya's video. Let's see if it worked. Okay, it worked.
You get it?
It worked. Yes, I'm glad I did because at first it didn't look like it was going to show up. All right, now I got to find you all again.
Over the break, I had.
Say that again. Okay, so here we go. It is 10:47. Just put a thumbs up if you think you want a water break really quick before we begin the performance. Before we begin the performance anyway, we're going to do a breathing exercise together, and then we're going to get into it. All right? And I do want to say this. My people I talked to yesterday already mentioned it. If you want to get into character, and we want you to get into character, if that means putting on glasses, putting on something that represents what you think the character would wear or emphasize, whether it's glasses, a hat, a scarf, whatever it may be, you feel free to do that, by the way. But I saw a thumbs up about a water break. So this is what we're going to do. It's 10:47. We're going to it's 10:48 actually. At 10:50, it's only 2 minutes. We're going to take a water break, come back, and then we're going to do breathing exercise. And then we're going to go right into the performance. All right? Sounds good? Thumbs up. All right. I'll see you in 2 minutes. We are just going to mute our screens and our voices. So.
I'm gonna get my phone. So.
No, Uncle Dante gonna play it off his computer.
Claire, are you on here? Nope, she's not. Claire, I was just messaging you.
Yeah.
Do you want, just know this last minute, do you want to lead a breathing exercise? Or I can if you don't want to, if you don't have
What did you have in mind?
nothing, just deep intake and out. Just pretty much it a couple of times. But if
Yeah.
you know, if you had something we could do, that's fine too.
Okay. Yeah, I think we could do something. Maybe like getting into character too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to, when we come back, want me to tell them you're going to lead us in that, or?
Yeah, can we get up
Okay.
and stretch into it? I have an idea.
Yes.
Well, okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I was serious about the mask thing on the bus. Y'all thought I was playing. These corona is not getting my vocals, okay? Okay? It's not coming in my house, all right? It's not coming in my house. Rebuke it.
Do I need to go get my mask? He was in my group. I'm a little upset. We did not sign a disclaimer before this class. I may have to test your insurance, Dante.
Oh boy, no.
Yeah, I'm singing. I'm like, that ain't cute.
The seats on this bus are 6 feet apart. This is a long bus.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Because, I'm prepared. All right.
Okay.
Somebody start coughing or sneezing on this screen. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I will be singing "Pass Me Not" with this on my face.
Hey, Jay, you have a story or a song?
I'm gonna sing a song.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. I just want to check in. Gia, are you on here, Gia?
Oh, Gia's was awesome. Let me say full disclaimer before she answers. Full disclaimer, Gia got it going on, okay? Like her monologue was just phenomenal. She got it going on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for that.
Hey, Gia, do you? I got your voice memo, but are you gonna? And I listened to it before now. But are you going to perform this, right? I don't have to hit play or anything, right? You're performing. I can't hear you, by the way.
So yeah, I sent the voice memo to you, but I didn't plan to do it live. So what I did in the breakout room is I have the voice memo on my phone, so I just put it up to the speaker so people could hear, so I could do that if it works.
Okay. So basically you rather play that than to perform it live, is right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have a couple of people who opted into that, by the way, which I'm not against. I want you to do what you feel comfortable doing. I do want people to try to go beyond their comfort zone, but I'm definitely not here to force people to, no, you better perform that. Give me my belt. Give me that belt. No, I'm just kidding. So yes, I can play it, Gia, when it's your turn.
No, he didn't. He did not pull the Easter speech. Now you're gonna say this Easter speech, or I'm gonna beat you. Come on here, say this Easter speech. You already know. Hated that. Still do.
But that's fine because we got Gia and we have I think a couple of other people who's gonna do it voice memo pretty much, which seriously I'm not joking. That really is fine. But I want to move on now because of time, and I want to pass the mic to Claire, who's going to lead us into some breathing exercises and just to get our blood flowing for our performance.
All right, y'all. Okay, so you're gonna stand up, like if you can, where you are. My group already did this. You're gonna stand up. Take a big stretch up, over to the right. Stretch, 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 back up. And over to the left. And stretch, stretch, stretch. Pretend that they're magnets on your fingertips. Put your magnets on your fingertips. And your fingers are shooting to the sky. Oh, and to the floor. And to the sky. And to the floor. And to the sky. And to the floor. Sky. Okay, one more. Floor. Now stay on the floor. And you're just gonna let your upper body hang down and release. Bend into your knees. And then you're gonna start with your feet. You're gonna roll up. Your feet are your character. So how does your character stand? How do your legs stand? Then you're gonna roll up to your hips. How your hips stand as your character. Then your chest, then your shoulders. Are your shoulders back? Are they forward? Are they hunched? How does your character stand? Are they strong like this? Are they like this? Take a big pose. Okay. And we're gonna take one breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a second breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. All right, so now you are your character. You can take one more breath and come back to seated.
Awesome. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for that. And this, as a rule of thumb, before you perform, it's always good to do some stretching and breathing. That always helps. And I will say this before we get started. Whatever you do, for those of you who are doing it live, stay in the moment, all right? Don't think about us who are here. Focus on your character. Be in that moment and stay there, all right? Here we go. We're gonna get started. So this is the order I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna call on your teacher, which I have, well, except Sarah's because I see she named hers in the group. So I can call on straight to the students' names instead. So what I'm gonna do is I would like for Sarah group to go first. I'll go for Alicia's group to go second, Claire's group to go third, and then my group who were with me, we can go last. So what is this at the bottom? I don't know. That being said, here we go. I'm going to introduce this whole performance, and then I'm going to call on Linnea first. Here we go. So Linnea, are you ready? You're getting ready, right? Linnea, you're okay? All right, I see you, Linnea. I just want to make sure. Okay, here we go. Good morning, everybody who is on this side of town. If you're on a different side of town, it may be evening for you, but either way it go, or afternoon, but either way it go, we want to say welcome to our 2020 Civil Rights Monologue performance. This class has been through the South, visiting 3 states and visiting historical landmarks of the Civil Rights Movement and meeting civil rights heroes and sheroes that are unsung heroes and sheroes, those who we don't really hear much about. These students have been done a phenomenal job listening to stories, talking and discussing these stories, and just learned an immense amount of information about the history of America during the Civil Rights Movement and the people who made this movement possible. Now, with that being said, they have come to this point where we are now, where they are about to give us a dynamite performance. They are about to perform a monologue of a character or in a story that really resonated with them the most. So without further ado, the first performance of this Civil Rights Monologue performance, the first person who will perform will be Linnea. So I'm going to pass the mic to Linnea and let her do her thing. Everybody, yes, round of applause.
On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks took a ride on a public bus that would land her in history as one of the most inspirational leaders. One day, she had entered the bus on her way home when the bus driver saw that she was sitting down and a white man was standing. He had told her to get up and give the man her seat, but she would not get up and move. The bus driver got mad and called the police. Rosa Parks was taken to jail and brought to trial. No Black people rode that bus for almost a year. The boycott that was to be felt around the world was now on. Rosa Parks' courage and fortitude had sparked a moment. The name of players would rewrite the history of America because of her action. Because of her, we can sit wherever we want. She is a big part of history, and we should be so thankful for her actions. In result of her actions, we can vote and drive without being harassed and have our own businesses and be what we want to be and just live life to the fullest. I'm done.
Woo!
Woo woo!
Woo woo! Awesome job, Linnea. Awesome job. Thank you, Linnea, for your performance. The next performance we will have, I'm sorry. I think she's wanting to say something.
I also have the book that Rosa Parks signed.
Nice. Now that's big. Awesome. Thank you. I do know that Linnea is in Phoenix, Arizona, is from Phoenix, Arizona. And I do know that Rosa Parks visited Phoenix, Arizona and spoke there. And I know that the church that Linnea goes to, that I also go to, is the church she spoke at. And so that's amazing. All right. Next, we're going to have a performance by Coven. Let's give him a round of applause.
Hold on 1 second, I'm pulling it up. Can you do me right after Maya?
Okay, yes, we can go straight to Maya next. So while Coven is getting prepared, because of course it's going to be phenomenal, you just need a little more time, we're going to pass it to Maya. Maya has sent a video. Can everybody see this video?
Yes.
All right. Don't worry about what's in the background. I could not move that. Sorry. I'll do it like this. Maya, do you want to give us a brief intro to this, or do you want me just to hit play?
I'll give a little intro.
Okay.
So hi, I'm Maya. I chose the character Velda Montgomery Harris for mine. And I chose her because she's not as big as, Martin Luther King and some other Black history really important people, but she is still important, very important to the Civil Rights Act movement, because she was in it since a little girl, and I chose to do her because not every little girl gets to experience like a Civil Rights Act movement growing up, like seeing it all happen growing up. So I chose to do her because she's just really inspiring.
That is beautiful, Maya. That is beautiful. Thank you for your introduction. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Maya with Velda Montgomery Harris.
Hi everyone, I'm Maya, and I'm going to be doing Velda Montgomery Harris for my monologue. And before I start, not everything in this monologue is based on true facts. Some of it's just made up to be creative. So here we go. One after afternoon, I was doing my homework while I overheard my mom talking about how the Freedom Riders were going to stay at our house. A couple moments later, I heard a knock on the door. I rushed up quickly to get it because I had the feeling I know exactly who it was. I opened the door, and there they were. Come in, hurry! As they rushed in, I closed the door. The minute I asked if they were okay, my father interrupted, saying that dinner was already prepared. As they all sat at my dinner table, eating mac and cheese, cornbread, broccoli, and juice, they were sharing stories of their journey from Fisk University all the way to Montgomery, Alabama. As they talked, I listened. I learned so much about all the injustices that we as Black people had to go through, and how the Freedom Riders were going to make a plan to change that. They were planning on changing the law so that Black people can drive anywhere in the South without being hurt. I felt like people were standing up for me. But not only that, I felt special just by being in the room as a 13-year-old. I was able to document everything that happened. I would someday go on to write a book about it, telling the world that the Freedom Riders stayed at my house. It was my house that the Freedom Riders planned and made a strategy, how they would take down this system that goes against Black people. Not to mention, my next door neighbor, Martin Luther King Jr., came over to help with that plan. By the way, I call him Uncle Martin. My name is Velda Montgomery Harris. I am a Shiro who changed the world.
Amazing. Beautiful, beautiful.
She did amazing.
What was that?
She did amazing.
I love your tone of voice. I do. That was awesome, Maya. You sounded very distinguished or whatever.
Maya, how old are you? And Linnea, how old are you?
I am 12 years old.
Linnea is 12 years old. Maya, how old are you?
I'm 11.
Maya is 11 years old. Oh my gosh, both of you did an amazing job. But we're gonna 11, yes. Amazing job. We're gonna keep the show going. We can't stop. Yes, I know. We can't stop there with all of this amazement. We can't pause too long. We're gonna pass the mic to Coven, who's gonna take us to lead us on his monologue journey.
Okay. My person is Emmett Till's grandfather or granduncle. The date was September 19th, 1955. I have come to testify in the trial against the killers of Emmett Till. The courtroom was not too small nor too comfortable. I still can't believe that someone tortured and killed my great-nephew who stayed in our house. The jury was all white, so it probably was not going to end well for me. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the killers, Roy Bryant and J.W. Malone. The trial started. I gathered all of my courage and pointed at the two men, identified them as the two killers. After that, I went into the history of the kidnapping and how they took Emmett from our house. That was one of the bravest things I ever did in my life. I got a lot of glares from white people. I found out later that I was the first Black person to do that. I felt my blood boil as I decided to join my wife and I fled to Chicago. I came back in November to testify against Roy Bryant and J.W. Malone in front of the grand jury. When they refused to return an indictment, I returned to Chicago and never came back to Mississippi. That's it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome job. Listen, we have so many. How old are
Thank
you, Coach?
you. 11.
11. 11 years old. That was amazing. Thank you for researching and doing putting that together. Thank you so much. The next
Thank
performance.
you.
Yes, yes. The next performance we're passing the mic to is Alicia Johnson, who will lead us, who will name the people in order from her group. She's going to tell us who will go next.
Thank you, Dante. So for our group, we will have Gia first, and you will play hers over the mic. And then Elijah will perform, then Deja, and then lastly, Jay. So Gia, Elijah, Deja, and Jay.
All right, so for Gia, I'm going to play. She shared with me a voice recording, and so she would like for us to listen to what she has to say via voice recording. And I have it. I promise I do. I just listened to it. I promise.
She got it
sorry.
going on, y'all. Like I
All right,
said earlier.
All right, here we go. Let me know if you guys, I'm going to do this. In fact, I'm going to share the screen so we can have something to look at.
Do they know how hard it is for me? He was my only child. He was my baby. Now I'll never see him again. I'm not ready for this. I see his body, and it dawns on me that that mangled, broken body and that bloated, beaten face is my boy, my baby. He was only 14. He had a whole life ahead of him. How could you take away such a fragile, innocent, young life? But I know the answer to that. What will it take for them to realize that black and white people should be equal and be able to do the same thing without being killed for it? I heard that in the time of slavery, the Supreme Court ruled that a black man was only 3/5 of a human being. Those people who killed my son, my Emmett, thought that whistling is an offense punishable by death. It was painful for me to make the funeral open casket. I didn't want my last view of him to be of his broken body. But people need to understand what happens. They're gonna take photos. It's gonna be hard to let them, but I want the world to see what they did to my baby. This might change everything. This could also change nothing at all. But I feel that Emmett's death will start something up, stir people into a frenzy, start to realize the wrongness of all this. Boys will be boys is what they would say if a white boy whistled at that woman. They would call it flirting. They would call it cute. They would call him a ladies' man. They called my Emmett a criminal. They called it sexual assault. They said he was out of line, like we need to be managed and reminded of our place. 5 minutes till the funeral. My husband told me a crowd's gonna show up. Good. My Emmett wanted always to be a part of something big, like a movement. Never thought he'd die for it. I'm just now starting to realize that my Emmett will never come back home alive.
Oh, powerful. My goodness. There's so much. How old are you, Gia?
I'm 13.
13. My goodness. That was amazing. People saying standing ovation, I'm going to cry. Awesome job. That was very, very powerful. And the voice, even though it was just a voice, it didn't take away anything. I could see it. all the images. I could hear it. I can envision it. Awesome job. Thank you for doing that. Next, go ahead. I know Alicia Johnson called it out, so you want to remind us who's next?
Elijah will be next. And I'm not sure if you're playing his or if he's going to perform it.
Which one do you want me to do, Elijah? Play it, or are you going to perform? Do you want me to play the video?
I want you to play the video, but I'm gonna do an intro for you.
Okay, go ahead and do your intro then.
My name is Elisha Nixon, and my story is about Mose Wright, the uncle of Emmett Till. Mose was a strong and courageous man. He risked his life and spoke up, pointing at the man who killed his nephew.
Okay, so are you ready for it to?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. It's downloading, I'm sorry. And while it's downloading, can you tell us, Elijah, how old are you? First of all, I'm sorry, did Elijah share with you, your group, Alicia, the video? Because mine's is downloaded. Maybe if he shared it, he can
So
go
he
ahead.
tried, and that's when we lost him, when he was trying to share the video.
Okay. It's almost, you're 9 years old?
Yes.
Okay. I think you're the youngest, probably the youngest one here. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you for being here. The video says it has 2 more minutes before it downloads. So we can go to.
So then you want to go to Deja, because Deja was next, and so she can perform, and then you can go back to Elijah.
Okay, sounds good.
Deja, if you want to unmute yourself and then give your intro, we're ready for you.
Okay. So I am doing Jamar Jamarian Robinson. For my story, he was a victim of police brutality in 2016. So I'm a 26-year-old Black male sitting at home contemplating life. I was shot 76 times for fitting the description of a crime that I did not commit.
Deja, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're going to have to move to a different spot. Your Wi-Fi is making it break up.
I had no history, and I was a student at Access University. I was recently diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. While in my girlfriend's house after she left for work, U.S. Marshals were saying no knock warrant, and they were not issued one. They used a battery in the home.
Yeah. Deja, can you hear me?
They then attempted to arrest me.
Can you hear me?
While yelling for the dog gun they thought.
Your Wi-Fi is breaking up. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Deja? Your Wi-Fi is breaking. The signal.
My Wi-Fi is actually up. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We can come back to you. You can move to a different room or something. Or can you type your response in the? Oh, she logged off, so she can log back on. All right. Little technical difficulties, but that's what theater is about. How do we move and keep?
Now you're frozen.
Why is everybody freezing?
I know, it's like the Wi-Fi.
Last time he froze, then he left the meeting on accident.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case.
You lost Dante?
Reaction.
This couldn't have we couldn't have glitched when we weren't doing anything or when we were on a break, but now when we're trying to do something, then we glitch off.
Can you guys see me and hear me well?
We can hear you now.
Okay, good.
You're glitching up.
What's
Oh,
that?
yeah, you were gone for about 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to play. I was saying that we can keep moving forward. When Deja come back, we can do hers. Can everybody see Elijah on the screen? All right. Elijah is 9 years old. He just gave us the introduction to his story, and now we are about to view the story of Moses Wright, or is it the ghost of Moses Wright? I think it's the ghost. Let's see. Here we go.
Moses Wright, and I'm the uncle of Emmett Lewis Till. It was Sunday morning, about 2:30. I heard a knock at the door. I opened the door, and it was Mr. Bryant. In one hand, he had a pistol, and in the other hand, he had a knife. He was angry, real angry, and he was looking for 2 boys. They said my nephew was trying to get friends with a white woman. Then they took him. They took my nephew 3 days later. We found his body in a river. He didn't even look like his sister. They beat him. They beat him so bad, they shot him in the head and left him there, left him naked. The only way that we knew it was him is because he happened to have his ring on. It said E.T., stands for Emmett
Till. So I messed up. I think I messed up. You were not the ghost. Are you the cousin? Could you tell us who you were telling the story?
He was supposed to be the uncle.
The uncle. Okay. Thank you. Awesome job. And you're 9 years old. That's amazing.
I was the
Uncle. Okay. Thank you, Elijah. That was a wonderful performance. Awesome. Is Deja, you're back here? You're ready to go? All right, just unmute yourself, and then we are.
Okay, so I am doing Jamarian Robinson. I'm speaking as his ghost. And yeah. I'm a 26-year-old Black male sitting at home contemplating life. I was shot 76 times for fitting the description of a crime that I did not commit. My name is Jamarian Robinson. I had no criminal history, and I was a student athlete at Tuskegee University. I was recently diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. While at my girlfriend's house after she left for work, U.S. Marshals performed a no-knock warrant when they were not administered one. They used a battering ram to enter the house. They then attempted to arrest me while yelling for me to drop the gun that they thought I had. They then opened fire for 2 minutes, hitting me 76 times. They tased me and let me lay there for 8 minutes while no medical aid was rendered and no ambulance was called. They then handcuffed me and proceeded to drag me down the stairs. The cop who was supposed to be charged with my murder was allowed to stay on the force and wasn't charged till a month ago, after he tased 2 Black college students who got caught up in a protest trying to get something to eat. They were on their way back to Howard University for their 9 p.m. curfew. My murder and the assault of these 2 kids by Officer Willie Sauls is the reason why extensive police reform is needed.
Thank you for that story. Very informative, and thank you for writing that and sharing that with us. Other names that changed, have laws changed, and people are unsung heroes that many people may have never even heard of. Thank you for that, Deja. Awesome job. All right. Who's next? Is that all of yours, Alicia?
Last but not least, there's Jay.
Jay, okay, let's go. Passing the mic to
Hey y'all. I am Jay. I am 17. I'll be 18 in 3 months. Praise God. Legal adult. Turn up. Class 2021. I had to get that out there. So today I will be singing a traditional hymn that some of you may know, may not know. It's called Pass Me Not. And Miss Johnson really helped me understand that song was really for their strength, and thank you for that. It is this song means a lot when we sing it at church, and it means a lot if you're just marching. You know, it's just a calling out for help song, because I know sometimes they were discouraged. I know sometimes it was hard. Like, well, what what can we do? So here we go. Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna pray that this corona don't get in these vocal cords. Me not, oh gentle Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art holy, Savior, do not pass me by. I'm calling Savior, oh blessed Savior, hear my humble cry. Whoa, wow, oh no, dost thou call, only Savior, do not pass me by.
Awesome job. Thank you for telling that story. That was awesome. You know what? That's my wife's favorite song, by the way. That's her favorite devotional type of song. Amazing job, Jay. Thank you so much for telling that story.
Thank
you. All right. Next, we're moving to now we move to Claire's. So I'm passing the mic to Claire to introduce the
Yeah. We have Anaya first, and then Judah, and then Ion. So let's start with Anaya.
Hi, I'm doing Emmett Till's ghost looking down on his mom, family, and friends, and his killers. Mom, don't cry. I'm right here. Mom, I know they did me wrong. Family, I'm right here. It's okay. I'm in the better place. I'll see you soon. Friends, it's okay. I'm right here. Mom, you did the right thing to open my casket, to show the world what they did to me. Mom, I'll be here to protect you. You may not see me, but I'm here. Mom, my skin may be messed up. I may look like a big balloon. I may not look like myself. But Mom, I want to let you know, they have hurt me, but they did not break me. To my kiddos, I'm going to forgive you. Even though you ended my life, I hope the world forgives you too. Truth is, I did not whistle at your lady. She lied, she wanted you to hurt me. You may have hurted me, but you will never break me. To the world, we will fight for justice for those who will soon die for the color of their skin. They have made but we will never be broken. BLM. That's all.
Woo! Anaya, how old are you?
11.
11. Oh my gosh, you all are doing totally amazing. Thank you.
Okay, the next one's Judah, and she did a video. So do you want to introduce it? And then do you have the video, Dante? Yes. Great.
And who's after Judah, by the way?
Ion.
Ion. Is Ion ready to perform now? I have to.
Oh.
Judah's video take about 2 minutes as well. It's downloading.
Are you ready, Ion?
Sure, I guess. I'm also gonna be doing one. Can you hear me good? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Today I'll be telling a monologue about the incident of Emmett Till. Emmett Till was a young boy. He had so much to live for. There are so many things he'd never seen. The lies of a white woman and racism caused his tragic death. You may be confused about what in the world I'm talking about. Let me tell you the story of Emmett Till. Today was Sunday, August 31st, 1955. Emmett Till and some of his cousins were skipping church and were walking around town. Till left his cousins because he wanted some candy from the nearby candy store. Now, before I continue with the story, I would like to give you some background info about Carolyn Bryant and some other background info about Emmett Till. Roy and Carolyn Bryant were husband and wife. They owned a candy shop and they're both white. Emmett Till had trouble pronouncing his B, so he whistled to help him. This was a trick his mother taught him. Roy was away from the candy shop, so Carolyn was alone. Carolyn claimed that Emmett flirted and abused her, but in reality, recent discoveries have shown that he didn't. These recent discoveries include confessions by Carolyn, evidence, witnesses, and much more. Emmett whistled at her, that is true, but that was only to help him pronounce his B's, like I said earlier. He should not have died this way. No, this is a tragic event. But not only should Emmett Till not have died this way, George Floyd should not have died this way.
Breonna Taylor should not have died this way. All these people who are killed because of police brutality by people who are white racism, they should not have died this way. You have taken away our souls, our freedom, and our want to live. And you don't have a clue why this is happening. I want you to think about that. All these tragic events, it takes deaths to realize what is the problem.
Can you tell us your age, Ian?
I am 12 and a half.
12 and a half. Awesome job. That was powerful, very powerful, provoking. Thank you. Is there, Claire, is there someone who, one more person before Judah? Hers is like literally about almost done downloading.
It's Judah. Sorry, my group was just 3.
Okay. Judah is up next. Judah, do you want to give the intro? Therefore, it can be ready by the time you finish.
Yes, Mr. K. I want to give it. Okay. My name is Judah Nixon, and today I'm going to. My name is Judah Nixon, and today I'm going to reenact Darnell Frazier. I think Darnell Frazier is a shero because without her, we probably wouldn't have known what happened to George Floyd, and there probably wouldn't have been any protests. Some people say that she didn't do enough to help him, but I feel like her posting that video was very courageous. So, yeah.
Sorry about that. Internet kind of kicked me out for a second. But I have the video. It's ready. So let me put it up so I can share it. Let's see. Now I'll go back here, and I'm going to hit share screen. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Can everybody see Judah on the screen? All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Judah Nixon, and today I'm going to be playing Darnell Frazier. I think that she was a shero, even though a lot of people don't think that she is, because a lot of people think that she should have done more trying to stop them. But I still think that she risked her life by posting that video and showing the world police brutality, and that stuff is wrong. What? What is that? That man, get off of him. Get off of him. That's a man. That's a human being. Get off of him. What should I do? What should I do? Think Darnell, think, what should you do? Record, you have your phone record. I'm recording you. Get off of him. Don't do that. Get off of him. I'm recording you. Get off of him. Think Darnell, think, what should you do? What should you do? I'm recording. Get off of him. That's a human being. Get off of him. Get off of him. That's a human being. What? She should have done more. What? All that screaming, she should have done more. What? I was right there. What? I did everything I could. I'm only 17. What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Risk my life? I'm only 17. What was I supposed to do?
Powerful emotional piece. Thank you for that original. For creating. How old are you, Judah?
I'm 12.
12 years old. Awesome job. Awesome job. Thank you for doing that. Very powerful. Next, we're going to have my group, the last group. My group will go in this order. First, we're going to have a story by Caitlin. She's going to do Harris' story. Then we're going to have a story Tommy, who's going to do the story of Medgar Evers. Then we will have Elijah doing the story of Medgar Evers, and Layla also doing the story of Medgar Evers. Then we will have Kesh will be the final one, who will do a story of James Farmer Jr., the debater, the great debater. All right, in that order. So first we'll go with Caitlin. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Valerie Montgomery, and I want to talk about the time I felt hatred. I was just a young adult when I found out my neighbor, a friend, a man I used to call my uncle, was killed. I just couldn't believe it. I was heartbroken to find out that Dr. King was just shot dead. I never felt so much hatred before in my life. I knew they didn't like us colored people, but to take an innocent man's life, I just will never forgive them. They took a part of my family and shattered all hopes and dreams. I will not be in pain no more. I will not cry because now my story has been heard.
How old are you, Caitlin?
I'm 13.
13. Awesome job. This is really good. We've been on the right track, on a good road since we got started. You all are doing an amazing job. We're going to keep it going. So next we're going to go right to you, Tommy.
Okay. Can you still see me?
Yes.
Okay. No. What about my family? Are they okay? Are they gonna kill them? I need to keep them safe. Whatever it takes. Whatever I can do. Are they on the floor like we talked about? Are they hurt? I don't know. I just need to keep on pushing. I need to see them safe. I'm closer and closer. I need to see them if it's the last thing I do. I know. I trust in them now. I know they know what to do. I know what to do too. So many times we went over this. We built this house to be oppression. I made it. I see them okay.
Look, this house oppression. Wow, that's very powerful. How old are you, Tommy?
I'm 12 years old.
12 years old. Thank you for doing that. Next, we will have Elijah and then Layla right after Elijah. Elijah, are you ready? You and Layla, are y'all ready?
All right. Wait, no. Go ahead. Wait, is the audio on?
Yes, it is. We can hear you.
My mom's trying to turn on the camera real quick.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't do the camera.
Okay. If you absolutely can't do it, that's all right. They can act it out, speak it to us instead of us being.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know why it's not opening.
Okay, no problem.
Go ahead.
Elijah, you will go first, and then your sister.
Okay.
Go ahead.
One night, Medgar Evers was driving home from work. When he got home, he parked in the porch and got out of his car. All of a sudden, a bullet went through his back and chest, and he fell to the ground. But he tried to make it to the door to see if his family was okay. When he finally made it to the door, his wife opened it and saw him and yelped for help. His neighbors called the ambulance, but they never came. Shortly after, he died.
Thank you, Elijah. Thank you for that story of Medgar Evers. Thank you so much. Awesome job. Thank you. How old are you, Elijah?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. We got two 12-and-a-half-year-olds on here. Sarah, Claire, and Alicia, would you ever tell your age and say in the half right about now? Would you do that? No, just kidding. Like, yeah, I'm 40. What's that?
Just my height. 5'3.5". Fits.
Yeah, it's whatever it is and 11 months.
Awesome job, though, Elijah. Now we're going to go to Layla. Are you ready, Layla?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I am Medgar Evers. I was on my way back from work. I didn't know what was going on. I parked in my driveway, and I was just walking to my door. Next thing you know, there are two white men shoot me in the back. Went through my back, through my chest. I went to go crawl to the door to see if my family was okay, and to see if my family was okay. The neighbors called the hospital, but they never showed up. Then I noticed shortly I died. But I never knew who shot me. But I knew that they got arrested. I'm done.
So much. How old are you?
I'm 11.
11. Awesome. Awesome job. Thank you for your story.
I just came up with it from the top of my head. No, I didn't. This is the total opposite thing of what I said.
It was great, Layla. You did an awesome job. Thank the top of your head. All right. Next, we're gonna have let's see. I called it out. We're gonna have last one, and that is Kesh. Are you ready, Kesh?
All right, so I'll be playing James Farmer Jr.'s friend. The spotlights glittered like a thousand stars. I could barely hear over the roar of the crowd, but I watched in awe as my friend, my best friend, James Farmer Jr., stood on that podium and debated like his life depended on it. He was my idol. He was a person I looked up to. So I watched in amazement as he said words so clever I could not have put them better myself. And finally, when the debate was over, I realized that we had won. We won. We were the first Black team in history to beat a white team. I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of my team. But most of all, I was proud of my best friend, James Farmer Jr., who had won this competition for us. The man who had destroyed segregation.
Woo! Awesome job. How old are you, Kesh?
I am 13.
13. Awesome job. Listen, that's the last performance of our show. Can we give everybody a round of applause?
More. More.
He's saying more.
Don't root me.
All right. It's funny because in the background someone said, "Mama said stop." you all, you all really blew me away. And I know that I speak for the other teachers when I say that you all did a totally amazing job on your monologues, and you worked so hard on them. And what seemed to be to a lot of people, it wasn't possible to learn all this information and write your own monologue and perform it, but you all did it. You all did an amazing job on all of it. And so I want to say from the bottom of my heart, you all, each of you are amazing people, and I'm glad to have had the honor to spend this platform, this time over these last 4 days with you all, traveling throughout the South with you all. I'm just totally, I have goosebumps because I'm just excited to have shared this space with you. And I have to give a shout out to Maya and to Gia and to Tommy, Maya, Gia, and Tommy, because you three were the ones who first signed up for the class that I was going to do this same class through ASU. But it canceled because we didn't have enough students, and you all still wanted to do it, and your parents were the ones, so shout out to your parents too, who reached out to me and was like, hey, we still gonna do it? And the thought never crossed my mind until that Friday or Saturday, a couple of days before class started, and you all responded in a big way. So, and now we have all these students on the platform, and it was because the encouragement of you who signed up, and originally, and your parents who encouraged me to keep on going. Because even when I reached out to Gia's mom, I'm like, hey, students are asking, but if I do this, will Gia still be able to be a part? And she was like, hands down. So thank you all for encouraging me. This would not have happened if it weren't for you three and your parents encouraging me to, hey, go forth. And then I spoke with Caitlin and Elijah's mom, who was like, go, do it anyway. So that's why we're here. So shout out to all of you. I want to say also, we got 9 minutes of class remaining. And before I'm going to let you all have a comment if you want, but I do want to say, can you see this screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. I want to say that there's a book. If you want to know more about the Civil Rights Monologue, I've been, like I said, I've uploaded a summarization of each class on your Google Drive. And that has recommendations of books as well as movies to watch. But if you have an iPhone or Apple device, you can download this book for free. It's called Great Debates of American Civil Rights. It's available on iBooks on your iPhone for free. In that book, I write the final chapter of the book, and I'm talking about specifically Alabama, and I'm using theater, drawing from theater principles to talk about the stories I learned in Alabama. This is the last chapter of the book. The entire book is amazing. And the guy who spoke to us in Marshall, Texas, Professor Ben Voth, it's his book. He edited and he writes the intro to it as well. So check out that book. It's free on iBooks. And then my final words of encouragement to you all. This is what I say. I've been on a civil rights trip 3 times. And I loved it every time. And this is something we say to everyone. It was said by Eli Wiesel, who writes, he was a survival of the Holocaust. And he wrote, whoever listens to a witness becomes a witness. And so now all of you who have taken this trip with me and all of us together throughout the South, hearing these different stories, that now makes you a witness. You are a witness of history, of the lessons of the unsung heroes, and all of the knowledge that you gained throughout this week. It's your job to spread it, to tell the world. And most importantly, I want to say, know that just by taking this class and by being who you are already heroic in your own nature. You don't have to become a martyr to be heroic. Your name may never be known as a Martin Luther King Jr. and other people. You just study people who you may have never heard of before, and your parents and people may have never heard of before. But they, as you learned this week, they are all heroes and sheroes, and that makes you a part of their team. We're all on the same page. Me teaching this class is is a gift of just me playing my part to spread the knowledge. And so I just want to make sure I share that with you and let you know that you two are now a witness of the movement, and it's your job to spread it. Go ahead, Maya. I see your hand up.
I was just wondering, I don't know if you saw my message, but in the chat, could you type the name of the book again?
So I'll put it in there. It's on iBooks. So that being said, guess what you will all have today before we end? I'm going to be emailing everyone. I'll show one example just so you can see it. I'll use one that I know I won't get in trouble for, which I won't get in trouble for any of this. That's a joke. But here we go. All of you who have participated in this year's, this first African American, no, I'll just kidding, the Civil Rights Monologue class, you will get one of these in your email. So look for this coming up. Certificate for Awesomeness that acknowledges it will be you have successfully completed this Civil Rights Monologue course, 4-day course, and I want to say everybody will receive one of those. Now I have. Say that again.
I just want to thank you for this experience, I'm just playing, but thank you.
Yes. This Caitlin is this is my cousin, by the way. I have cousins on here, and I'm excited about them being here. Not my cousin, my niece rather.
Your niece.
Yeah. I was thinking about, because I was looking at Jay while saying you, so cousins and nieces. All right, I want to show this because of that. I have everybody's last name and first name. I have yours, Deja. I got it correct. Your mom chatted me like, make sure you spell the name right. I just need I need a couple of people's names, and I think that's the only names I need. I'm looking at my notes right now so that you can get your certificate through email. I need the name of Zion, Elijah, Layla, and Solly, because Solly was a part of the class too. So those 4 names are the ones I'm missing right now.
So Dante, may I say something?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. If you teachers have something to say really quick, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much for inviting me to be with you guys. I have personally learned so much. To everybody that was in the class, your monologues were great. I was truly moved to true emotions of wanting to cry, feeling fear, because you guys did an awesome job of conveying what it is that you were feeling and what you thought they were feeling. And so some of this for you guys, I can see it being a real passion. So continue to learn, study history, make history, and just continue to do an awesome job. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of these last couple of days.
Excuse me? Nope.
Thank you. And yes, please give a round of applause to Alicia, to Sarah, and Claire for helping us out.
Woo! Thank you.
So we give a round of applause for Jay for being the musician. Listen, I think someone was saying, I think the last thing we need to do is something we do in the that we do in the South Africa. Can people mute your screens, and that will take away the there we go. All right, is it better now? Thumbs up. Okay. I was gonna say in the South, when you take this trip, it ends with us crossing our arms as if and hold the persons next to you hands. So we're all holding hands right now. Everybody cross your arms, hold hands. And Jay, I need you to play the song "We Shall Overcome." And this is what we do in the South when you take this trip. You hold hands, we play the song, and we sing "We Shall Overcome" together, and we rock left first to right, left to right as we sing along, holding each other hands. And our arms are crossed because it shows that we are all binded together in unity and in solidarity for the movement. So that's what this means. So as we're going to start that right now, Jay, he's going to sing. We're all going to stay muted, but Jay is going to sing and play "We Shall Overcome" as we rock. And Jay, make sure the verse you sing is "We'll walk hand in hand."
Yes, that's the second one. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
We ready?
All right. Everybody hold hands.
It's 6 feet.
6 feet. Get your mask ready. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We will walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday.
Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful. On that note, do you have any comments? Somebody's mic. Okay, Cloven, go ahead.
I wanted to thank you for teaching me, and I really liked the experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that, Coven. That means a lot. I'm glad you feel that way. Thank you. I see Maya's hand.
I just wanted to say I really had a really fun time. I really liked the last camp that we did, so this was just extra fun. And I liked learning new things.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Maya. Yes, Maya was in the hip hop theater class, Maya, Gia, and Tommy, that I taught in June. And so they came back and signed up for this class. And again, they're the ones who pushed me to keep teaching the class, even though enough students didn't sign up. So thank you, Maya. I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead, Jay.
Hello, y'all. So I do want to say to all of the people that are younger than me, yeah, it warms my heart that you guys want to know about what's going on and want to stay informed and are inspired to, fight the good fight and not, fall in the crowd and not do what's trending. It really does warm my heart that you guys took all these stories and made them come alive. Some of these people that were really unsung, you guys told us their thoughts. And that really warms my heart because I'm like, oh my God, y'all woke. So, and also the singing, I'm really happy that you guys participated in this thing, and I'm happy that we had some wonderful directors. And what can I say about this man right here? To my down across, this man, Doctor, okay, Professor McGilvery, okay, claiming that into existence. He is this is really warming my heart. Like, I'm really glad that you reached out to me, and can't wait to see what happens next. So I hope you guys have a wonderful summer and always stay informed.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much for those words. Means a lot. I want to say that please respond to an email that I'm going to send out. The email will have your certificate, but I also am going to send an email that's asking for you to fill out a survey. Please listen. I know a lot of people haven't done the surveys that I was sending out each day, but this survey is important to me because what I want you to know is what your responses, I'm going to take them into consideration. And when I teach this class again or other classes, I'll have a better understanding of how you feel, what could be done better, what did you like. So please, when I send out the email this evening, please fill it out and send it back to me through email. That will be very helpful. Write your true thoughts, please. Write whatever you think. I see Maya, your hand up.
Speaking of survey, I noticed that because last time I think like when the kids in the hip hop theater class, like when we took that class, one of our feedbacks, I think, that it was a really long time. It was like like hours, like a while. So you changed it just to shorter hours. I think you took the feedback from that and
thank you for noticing that. No. Thank you for noticing that. I did take that into consideration. The hip hop theater class through ASU, it was 9 to 4. We had to do it 4 days a week, 9 to 4. That was a long time. And the student wrote, I had an amazing time, but it was just a long time. I wish it wasn't that long. That was ASU hours. So when I decided to do it on my own, I kept that in consideration and said 9 to 12. I only made it 3 hours. So yeah, see, I read. If those of you who have ever wrote a comment, if you be honest, you could see how the next day I try to incorporate those things. Someone asked to know about Coretta Scott King as an unsung hero. I didn't talk about her only because she's kind of like a prominent, she is a prominent figure. And so I wanted to just speak on women who are a little less known than Coretta Scott King. But either way it go, whoever you are interested in, of course, now you can research these individuals on your own. On that note, thank you all for an amazing 4 days. You have arrived at your destination safely. I'm glad that I have been a good bus driver and kept us safe on this road. All right. So I will see you in the future, and I know great things will come to all of you.
Next time, let's get a better hotel so we won't see any roaches, okay? And hopefully next time when we go to Mississippi, I won't have to burn down no Confederate flags. Hopefully they won't exist. All right? We praying. We praying.
Now let's go to a different hotel the next time.
Hey, I'll do this class again. We'll go to different spots, different locations if you signed up in the future. We didn't get to go to Arkansas. We didn't get to go to Memphis. We didn't go to a lot of places. That can be part 2.
Next time, let's go to California.
Okay.
That's where I want to go. California.
All right. I just chat very briefly with Claire, Sarah, the teachers, and really quick with Jay, just to wrap things up. If you have time, if you don't, you can email me later. Other than that, guys, I'll see you all.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Mr.
Bye,
Tag.
Mr. Tag.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Linnea. All right. So let me I'll remember this time to stop recording. So let me do that.